Welcome everybody to our first podcast.
What's
up? Are one unit. This is, I'm Natalie.
Like my name.
This is my brother Eddie.
That's me.
This is my famous dad.
Famous dad.
The one and only.
Underscore been on top.
At
He tried to shout himself out every
Eddie
time.
and Eddie Juniors.
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 Welcome to our first episode, guys. This is our first one. It's
Our
so
first
exciting.
one. Yes.
Finally got it. Got the sign.
I know we got an official sign
Yeah,
and
we look
everything. We also have an Instagram. We're gonna link it below.
Yeah.
Right
Um,
over here.
Yeah, it's
Next to him.
super exciting. I would love to take all the credit for this idea.
Wow. Of
You're
course.
gonna take it anyway. So yes.
It really was though.
Well,
It
tell
was.
him the story. Tell him how this happened.
Well,
I remember.
Remember?
Remember, I came up with the idea.
We were in breakfast.
We were at breakfast.
at Grand Central Market.
Yeah. Oh,
and
that
if you know,
place.
you know.
I wanted to go.
I know.
today.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
Yeah, you've probably been there with us.
Multiple times. If you've been there, you've been there with
Yeah.
us. Was it Sunday?
It's
It
a
was
Sunday.
Yeah, it was a
we're having
Sunday.
breakfast.
Sunday, and we're eating breakfast. And Natalie, I guess, thought that she just hit with a dream and said she wants to start a podcast. And then me and my pops, Mr. Eddie over there,
Hey,
we came and built this fucking room in what, like 12 hours?
12 hours, and
Yeah,
then
I
Natalie
actually-
shows up, and
Yeah.
everything's ready to go.
I actually went to a showing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, remember?
And I sent you a video,
Yeah, I went
I
to a
sent you a
showing
video.
and then I came back
and it was a podcast.
and then I had a podcast.
No, it's good, though. I mean, we finally fucking got it started.
Yep.
I know. I'm excited.
We've
It's
been
super
waiting.
excited. It's so exciting.
And I think what we talked about last time to try to get it started is you put up some polls on Instagram.
You did? I think so.
yeah,
right?
so I put up questions.
The famous one. We had the famous one do it.
I put up a little question box of what people wanted to hear. So I did pick out 3 that I guess we can open up with. The first one was, how it's like working with family.
I'm gonna let the,
That one was.
I'm gonna let the old man go first.
That was.
I wanted to skip it, but
I
I
wanted
thought
to
it was a
skip
good idea. Just kidding.
I need to talk to my fans.
So you guys
I
gonna
need to
skip
talk
it
to my
and put
followers.
me on the spot, huh? Okay.
Yeah. So how
All
does?
right.
What do you think?
So how is it to work with family? Is that
Yeah.
a question
First,
they asked?
at least first,
What it,
we
well,
all work
how is
together.
yeah? I guess
for the
how
first-
what it's like. How is it working with a family? I know a lot of people. I know it's hard to work with family.
Well,
I
I
guess-
yeah.
I guess we should give a background, right?
Yeah,
yes,
for sure.
really quick.
So, I'm a real estate agent
The
in
best.
LA.
The one and only.
The best
If
in
you
LA.
know, you know.
I'm gonna hashtag that shit. Every
We're gonna
time you say it.
hashtag it. I'm a real estate agent in LA, and these are my partners. They are on the construction side. They do all the construction work and investments, and we do a lot of projects together. So that's where that question came from, because on my social media, I post a lot of videos of us working
before and
together. So
afters and stuff
and no,
like that.
everybody knows that that's my brother, and this is my dad. So that's where that question.
Yeah, and we still got Joey, which is
And Joey.
our younger
Yes.
brother that
Yep.
works in the construction
He's
as
behind
well.
the scenes.
Mom's used to be a broker,
Yeah.
real estate agent, so
Yeah.
that comes from
Retired.
that circle. She is retired.
Yeah, she's
traveler.
retired.
She's a traveler. I think
Yeah,
she's a traveler,
one.
not
Yeah,
retired.
she's like a
So-
blogger
Basically.
almost.
She's an
So,
ambassador.
so basically, we work and she travels.
Yeah.
So it's us 4 technically working in the same kind of
Same,
industry.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I think that's when people, I guess that's why you probably got a question asked, is how we work with together. Cause
How is it?
yeah, because we get along, but I don't like you guys.
I, well,
If that makes any sense. I'm just kidding.
I think on Mondays is when I don't like you guys.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But I mean,
Nobody
for
likes
me-
a Monday.
I mean, for me, I think we had talked about this the other day when I was out with a couple friends and they had asked me if I'm gonna go to work the next day. Like, just don't show up. You don't need to. Just go to sleep. Stay late. And in my head, I'm like, what? What are you talking about, yo? I'm gonna go to work. I'm gonna do what I have to do. But I never thought about it in that way to where if we wanted to, we could have just been like, yo, Natalie, yo, Dad, like, I'm just gonna chill out today.
Yeah.
Some dumb shit for us, at least, you know? So I guess working with family for me is more of the responsibility of whether I'm working with you guys or with other people, whatever the case is, it still has to be done.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that's the biggest misconception people get, that you get a little more comfortable and don't know how to separate.
Or they think because you work with family, you could be able to do the, hey, listen, I
Yeah,
can't
like
come in.
yeah, especially
Or
like
not be as disciplined.
for
which
sure.
is true.
No, I get
mean,
it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, it's good. I think working with family is really good. One thing though, I would say is the communication is like huge.
And that's what any business.
Yeah, that's with anything. But I think specifically with family, because like you said, working with family, everybody thinks, or even friends, working with like close friends or family, like a lot of people think they don't have to treat a certain situation seriously because it's a family member, it's a best friend, or it's a cousin, or whatever it is. And you know, there has to be communication there of what's expected, number one, and then also, especially working with family, what the purpose is, and putting those emotions,
the goal
to the side.
Yep.
You know?
No, for sure. And I
So
think
what do
that's
we
one-
say all the time? Don't make decisions upon emotions, right?
Yeah.
I think that's what we apply in our family too.
Yeah.
We do have meetings, so you know we get together, we
Yep.
talk about
We have
problems,
family
we talk about
meetings.
issues, we talk about financing, and every time we're having a meeting in our office, we don't put the emotions first. And sometimes some of us, Natalie, it needs a little time out, and she walks out.
Still laughing
And
like,
you know what I'm saying?
that's
So,
me.
yeah.
Sometimes I need
and-
a little breather.
Yeah,
Sometimes
so-
it's 2
but
days,
we-
but you know, it's
That's
We
what I'm
do
talking
like that.
about,
Yeah.
though. See, when people ask, that's where I get kind of confused because
Yeah.
I would think that's something you should be doing with any business partner.
Yeah.
If
Yeah,
you
but
really
it
think
doesn't
about
work
right?
like that sometimes.
Because if
yeah.
you're dealing with somebody,
But
Dylan.
But
Dylan,
Dylan,
when you're dealing with somebody or a business partner, someone you want to be successful with and have a goal and have a dream, you would think that you guys would communicate, like you
Yeah.
said, and not make decisions upon emotions, like you said.
Right.
So that's why it's more of like, wait, I thought you were supposed to do that. That's why I never thought of it. That's what I'm saying. I've never thought of it as a family
Right.
business because the way you taught us, we were supposed to do that anyways.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like anybody, any client or anything, communication is super big with clients. And just being able to talk back and forth and understand the goal at the end of the project is all on the same page.
right.
That's
yeah, and
how-
I think
that's-
and I
you know
think
what mean?
with especially with us, we have a purpose, and that purpose is to either finish the project or start a new one, or you know, start a fucking podcast, or you know what I mean? Like
Podcast.
we actually have a schedule for this thing. It's real. It's a
No.
real deal.
Yeah.
And we stick to
You see
it.
the
And we right. You see the sign? So we stick to the schedule, and whatever situation or mood that we're in, we always make sure we hold each other accountable. And I think that's one thing that we're all good at, because especially I think they think I'm like one of the guys. And I'm not.
So many guys.
One of the guys.
One of the guys.
Bro.
And they will be so quick to tell me when I fuck up, and I'll be
We
quick to
punked
let
her a
him
little
know.
bit.
I know. Like,
We're good at talking shit in a good way.
Yeah,
Facts.
we are great at what is it? Constructive
Oh,
criticism.
okay, yeah.
And
That's a better word.
Yeah.
I think the most important part is that all of us as individuals understands our mistakes, and
we're open
it doesn't
to it.
take time for somebody to come and say, "Yo, listen, you fucked up." It's more of us saying, "Listen, I fucked up, and
Yeah.
let's fix the issue and let's go from there."
Being
A lot of
open-minded.
families don't do that, and
Yeah.
then I believe so too. Adding to everything we're talking about is that a lot of parents are close-minded.
Mm-hmm.
They don't understand the new era. They don't understand. You know, I trust my siblings every time they have an idea, like a podcast. We're gonna do it, and we're gonna run with it together, and we're gonna do it together. So I trust them. I trust them in their decisions. I trust them in their investments. Most of the investment is both of them. My siblings' ideas, and they plan it to me. They set it up, and I say, "Go for it. Let's do it." At the end of the day, a lot of parents are close-minded. That's also something that I wanted to bring up, because a lot of people are like,
Oh,
well, I
that's
can't
true.
work with my dad, or I can't work with
Yeah.
my mom. It's really not your fault. It's sometimes us parents, we're just close-minded and don't want to take that extra step or exceed or excel from
Yeah.
where you're at already.
I think working with family or friends and I think anyone in general, I think the main things would be communication, being open-minded, and not just open-minded in a sense of like ideas. I think open-minded in a sense of
Criticism.
you're gonna probably hear some shit you don't want to hear, or someone may tell you something that you don't like because you're so used to moving the way you move. And when you hear it, you're automatically gonna get offended.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's
Especially
that's
when it's someone you
what
know
do say?
personally.
Yes, especially someone you
know?
know personally. And my dad always says this, it's a human instinct to
Yep.
automatically get offended. She's like, oh my God, I can't believe you just told me that. And most people shut down and they run the other way. And that's why a lot
We
of
don't. We sit down and
we
talk
don't.
for like 10
I will.
hours.
Yeah, I will get offended, and I'll let you know why I'm offended. But
Or
then,
make
I'll,
a podcast.
Yeah.
and then
talk
I
about
will.
this on a podcast.
I will. I've been in situations where like, you know what, you're absolutely right. I should have never said it like that, or I should have handled it this way. I should have never done it this way. Now, next time, there's always room for improvement, and a lot of people are not open to that. And especially in business, you're gonna fuck up. Nobody's perfect. You know, you're gonna
Nobody
mess
is
up.
perfect.
As long as you're open to be able to fix it and grow and move forward, everything's gonna be cool.
And
for
there's
sure. And I
always
think it's
room
more-
for improvement,
And
right?
then
Yeah.
it gets more into detail because I think when social media portrays those ideas of knowing that you made your mistakes, but I feel like people just let that be the end of it.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you always said it. It's like never make the same mistake twice.
Yeah.
You know,
Can't
it's
do
if
that,
you
yeah.
do it, you really, really got to be in there and be like, yo, don't do that shit again. You know?
Yeah.
Like, don't let that shit happen again. Don't fall in the same hole that you did after you found out you fucked up. You know what I mean? But I think you put around the dot is
Yeah.
being able to communicate generally.
Don't
like,
make
on a whole
decisions
aspect.
upon emotions. Fix problems before, even if it takes 10 hours, fix it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
talk
'cause
about
there's
it,
always-
communicate.
There's always a solution, and again, it always goes back to being able to communicate and being open-minded to hear different ideas and you know, criticism to be able to find that solution. And one main thing is just not being emotional about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
No, for
it's
real.
it's
No, for
hard.
real.
It's hard, especially, you know, when there's other people with that, you know, make their comments or whatever. It's hard not to be emotional about it. But I think, like I said, because we know the bigger purpose, we're really good at kind of like putting that to the side. You
And
know?
the bigger purpose for all of you guys out there is the check. Anyway,
No, for sure. The money is what
you see,
is-
when I said check, did you see Eddie smile a little bit? That's the only thing that makes Eddie smile
That's
is a
true.
check.
That's true.
but no, it is the money, but at the same time, it's more of like the growing.
The purpose,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
No, not the purpose. The purpose is the money, but at the same time, it's growing with the people you want to
Yeah.
deal with. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because we've eaten shit before and we're still good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
As in,
we are.
like personally with each other
I
and
agree.
with business partners and stuff like that. So whether it's money coming in or money coming out or losing or gaining, I think the most of it is growing as individuals and as a group, as business owners. That's why I say it's kind of funny when they ask if you do it as a family, because it'd be the same way you do with anybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you just know them longer.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's just whoever you're gonna do it with, the best friend, someone you met on the street, and you guys clicked for some reason, had the same idea. I'm gonna have the same communication with you as had with my pops or my sisters, siblings, whatever the case is, and I'm gonna try to make it work because I feel like that's what it takes. It's
Yeah.
communication, open-mindedness, put emotions aside, and a goal and a purpose.
Get
And
it
that's
done.
And I think that's the main part. But I seen the other one that you had posted that I seen it a couple times, and they asked how you got started. That's you how you got started, but I think it'd be a good one to start with that old guy over there.
Yeah, we could do that
okay,
one.
rule number 1. Let's stay the
Stop saying
old
old
out.
guy.
I'm only 47, guys.
He's not a regular
You know what I'm
dad.
saying? I'm-
He's a cool
He's a
dad.
cool dad.
every time my siblings say I'm not a regular dad, I don't know what that means.
He doesn't
But
get it, guys.
anyway.
He doesn't get it.
It's okay.
But how do we get started? I was into, how should I say it? Distribution.
Some, you know,
Anywho.
fun stuff.
I started a construction company after that. After the construction, obviously everybody knows 2008, everything crashed. Me and my wife had some money put away, and we started investing. So we went from contracting to investing, and then now we do contracting and investing. That's how I started with the construction company. And then after that, I had the luck to have 2 of my boys jump in with me on the business, which is like having 3 of me in the company, which is a lot of help. And then after my wife retired, Natalie decided to jump in the picture, but that's how I got started. I got started very small in a construction company.
Young too. You're like
Very young.
16, 17.
17 I started working in construction, and then at 23 I was licensed contractor. 24, and then we had that recession. But that's how I got started. But I think their story is more interesting.
What you mean?
No, that's a good story.
What you mean? You
I
started
love
from-
that story.
Man. I was like, we never heard it.
Yeah, that's probably why I feel
Ooh, the
that
big
way, because I
speech.
said it was a little too long. I cut it like, okay,
When we
you're
were
next.
young, we used to get that story all the time as an example for us to do like better because it's possible, you know, because you started from the gutter, you know,
From nothing.
Well,
yeah.
I'm not
you're
even.
not even born here.
Maybe,
you know, like,
maybe I should put that in there. I came to this country when I
Yeah.
was 9 years old.
that's a big part.
I went through the hills like everybody else. I'm an immigrant myself, and at 13 I stayed here forever. After 13, 14, 15, I started my distribution business, and after that I started construction at 17. I dropped out of school when I was in 9th grade. I went to school probably 2 months out of that year, and I dropped off and didn't go back to school, and that's how everything started from there.
Yeah, so that's what I'm telling you. We heard the story multiple times, and in a good way, you know.
Of course,
Because
of course.
Every time shit was going down, they'd be like, "Yo, you got to remember where we're from." And
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
there's a
Never
possibility.
forget where you
Yeah,
come from.
Definitely.
Yep.
But at least mine, I went to Division I high school, played a little bit of ball. Obviously, like the idea, or you know, we played sports. Me and Natalie and all my siblings played sports throughout our whole lives. And our goal, at least, I don't know for you, but for me, it was more of like, man, I gotta make to NBA, NFL, whatever the case
Yeah.
is. You know, and you,
Not
I think
me.
it was like
I'm
Olympic.
5'2".
Well, softball is like Olympic, right?
That was a good one.
Oh, you should see Natalie ran.
In the
a
same
little-
place. In the same. She
Listen,
swore.
that was
she
pretty
swore she
nice.
was-
You know what? I have some of my friends that still follow me on social media. You know, I'm gonna have
Yeah.
them comment
Yeah.
how nice I was.
You know, you know.
No, let her know that she was trash. No, just kidding. And then I was going to school, played a little bit, went to 2 years of college, and I was sitting. I told you guys before. I was sitting down, and the professor was talking. I forgot his name. It was a gentleman. Nothing wrong with him. Nothing against him or anything. I was just sitting down, and you had like one of those I think it's like epiphany. I don't know the word. And I started realizing like, yo, I can't be sitting here. You know, I can't just. I feel like I'm not doing enough. And
Yeah.
I need my hands to get dirty. I need to do something. So I just went to him and I was just like, yo, I need to start making money. I need to start doing something. So ever since then, it's been like 7 years that's been into construction.
By the way, I was happy at that point when my wife wanted to kill me. But
yeah,
anyway.
mom's
Yeah, Mom-
wasn't happy about it. Mom's wasn't happy
Mama
about
had
it.
a little heart attack.
Yeah,
Yeah, and education's big, you know,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
maybe where I was at that moment in my life when I made that decision is just like, okay, I got to do it, you know, and I had to just pull the trigger and be like, yo, I got to start doing something and got to start being productive for the most part. And
Yeah.
going to school, sitting down, I just didn't feel productive. Maybe it was not enough time or energy putting into it where I really can, but right now or at that moment, I feel like I got to do something right away.
Yeah.
And as soon as that, we started for the past 7 years and been
Yep.
rolling ever
Yeah.
since.
Great story too.
That's an awesome story.
That's like, damn.
Okay, then we're two. Natalie like, I'm next. Jesus. That was
Whoa. Like, so my name's Nat.
And
Didn't even go here.
okay, so you're next.
What was the question? How do we get started?
How
How
did
did
you
I
get
get
started? How did
started?
you-
How do we get started? Yeah.
Well, I think I was the only one out of
Ballsy.
all like everyone. I was the first one in the family to actually go get a 9-to-5 job.
Oh, yeah, I had one too. The warehouse.
Oh yeah, that's
I
right.
had one too. I had one too.
That's
had
the
one of
first
those
time I ever
too.
worked with anybody and never
Yeah,
did it again.
I worked for Victoria's Secret. I think I was like 17. I had to get a permission slip.
Nice.
My dad was mad. He was like, nah.
with,
and,
with that face.
I was
Yeah.
super mad.
He was really mad. And I was like, no, I want to work. I wanted to just start. I just, like Eddie said, I just wanted to start making money. So I started working at Victoria's Secret. From Victoria's Secret, I started to work for LA Fitness. When I was in LA Fitness, I started to go to school for real estate. I did a little community college, and then I did real estate school. And then when I was working in LA Fitness, I met this woman that I actually sold a training. That's one thing too. Every position that I worked has always been sales, and
Deal with humans.
no, it's just it's
Oh,
just
sales, period.
That's
like
what I'm saying.
sales. Like I had to meet a sales quota, or I had to sell a certain amount of packages, or it was always had to do with sales and numbers. So it was just something that I was good at.
Yeah.
So I sold a training package to someone that was a recruiter for Wells Fargo's corporate, and she got my foot in the door with doing all the financing. So I worked with Wells Fargo's corporate for a couple years, and then I worked for another banking institution for a couple years, and then I just just quit one day.
So, fuck it.
Came back and I'm like, I quit. And my mom's like, what? Why did you do that? She was so mad. And you know, the banking position was a really good pay. It was good benefits, all the great stuff. But I just wasn't happy. Like I knew that I wanted to do real estate, and that was always something I was passionate about. And I just quit, and I just started going full time with real estate, which is not easy. You know, it's again, social media. It's very deceiving in a sense of people don't really realize all the work that goes behind being a real estate agent. And you have to really, and this is so cliche, but it's so true. You have to really be passionate about it, specifically real estate and specifically numbers and sales. Because at the end of the day, that's what it is.
That's what you're dealing with
That's
all day.
exactly what it is.
Yeah, it's what it is. You know, it's what it is. And it's a customer service that you provide. And I will give it to Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo is actually really huge on training for customer service. And
I think you said that you got a lot of pointers from.
yeah,
that you
no,
learn
they're
a lot.
huge.
Did you really? Did
Yeah,
you really?
so Wells Fargo actually puts you in like a 6-7 week training. You're in a literal classroom, and you get a book like this big, but majority of it is customer service and how to
deal with people,
handle clients, because you deal with all types of clients from all over the world. So I did learn a lot from them, but that's at the end of the day, that's what it is, you know. So you have to really be passionate about it, about what you do and what your purpose is. And I am, you know.
No, definitely.
And you just gotta keep pushing, keep going, and be very knowledgeable and educated in your business. I think that's very huge too.
Yeah, and then when you said be passionate about the real estate stuff, I think you should be passionate about anything that you do. You know,
Anything that you're
because
doing.
you're gonna want to wake up.
Yeah.
You're gonna want to wake up in the morning and be like, oh fuck, I gotta go sell a house. Like,
Yeah.
you're not gonna be good at it.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit, I gotta
yeah.
get
You're
dressed.
not gonna be very
God
good.
Damn it, I gotta go collect a check. Like, wait,
Yeah.
I don't get it. You know.
Yeah, well,
That's a good one.
that actually jumps into our next question, was how do you stay motivated?
Okay.
That's a good one.
I thought that was a good one.
All of them being really good.
Yeah, I mean,
I actually posted the same thing, but nobody
get no response.
No,
I saw that.
nobody replied back. It's
Nobody
okay.
cares.
no, he's sensitive.
My whole 3,000 followers.
How do you stay motivated?
You go first. You started last.
I go first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me personally, I'm gonna say fear.
Okay.
Now, especially now. But I guess we could take it back to what got me motivated in the beginning. I think what got me motivated in the beginning was I think just creating something that I know that I was passionate about. I know
Your
some
brand.
yeah,
probably.
my brand, like what I wanted to build, how I wanted to build it. That was something that I continue to still want to make sure I'm portraying that right image for myself in the industry. And what motivated me was, I'm gonna be honest, I'm a female in this industry, which isn't easy. So I think for me, what motivates me is to be a strong, independent woman. And I've always been that way since I was young. I wanted to run and go get a job at 17, you know?
Yeah.
So for me, that was something that motivated me, and what continues to motivate me, because you do have some days where you're like, oh man, I don't want to do shit.
A lot of days.
Yeah, there's a lot of days, because there's being, I guess that word, we always make fun of that word, but entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Being an entrepreneur is hard. It's a up and down roller coaster. But if you take control, my dad always says, if you know your demons and all this stuff, and it's true. It's very true. But again, it falls back to being passionate and something that you see the bigger picture and you continue to see it. What motivates me is fear, because I've became a long way to where I'm at now, that my fear and what keeps me waking up in the morning, like, okay, oh shit, I got to keep going. I got to get this shit done. I got to get that done. I got to get that done, is falling back down from where I started.
Yeah.
And that's my personal fear. And that's what keeps me motivated. And it comes with fitness, with whatever, you know,
Achievements.
yeah.
And I think that wraps around. It's kind of defines the whole idea of motivation. Because
Yeah.
if you are motivated about something, let's say me is my family, you guys, you know, whether something happens to any of you guys, I know I could take care of it, and that's technically a fear.
Yeah.
Because if I don't have it, I'll be scared shitless knowing I can't do anything about it because
Yeah.
I can't help you guys. So that would bother me, you know. And I think any kind of, let's just say your motivation is happiness. If you don't get it, then you're gonna feel feel that fear
Yeah.
as if like, yo, I'm not getting that happiness
Yep.
that I want to be motivated about, you know. So I think that kind of puts around the dot in the general aspect of what's motivate. I think motivation is fear. Period.
Yeah,
You know what
I think so too. And I think we were talking about this, going back to what keeps you motivated. It really falls, and it sounds like we always say this. It sounds so cliche, but it's really true. When you're passionate about something, you gotta like the good and the ugly.
Yeah.
You
for
gotta
sure.
like the ugly because
There are both. There's a package, so
Yeah.
it doesn't come with just
And-
beautiful.
Right, yeah.
and most people, unfortunately, when they hit that ugly,
Stop.
they stop.
Yeah.
You know, and that's where you have to find what you have to really find what you're passionate about and what your purpose is. You know, what's the reason why you're doing it, and it has to be so solid that it's gonna allow you to keep going every day. And for us, at least for speaking for us three, it's our family.
Yeah.
And it's for us individually being able to accomplish and brand something and build something by someone who did it on his own with 5 kids.
Yeah.
It's a huge example for us to be like, shit, I'm by myself. I got my little Frenchie, and that's it.
Little dog.
And
No, I got
and
my-
that's
I got my baby Cairo.
yeah, you got Cairo and
He's not a baby. He's a
and that-
big ass dog.
I know.
100 pounds, but it's okay.
Yeah. So
No, I think that's a
That's
good one.
dope.
You have anything to add to that, Pop?
She summed it up. She summed it as fear. What my motivation was my family. You know, as you guys well know, I came here, and when I came here and I was 9 years old, I was looking at these big buildings, and I'm like, man,
See, I can't even
I
imagine.
can't,
Yeah.
you know,
That's just
I
crazy.
mean, if a lot of people you guys know Guatemala, you guys visit is there's nothing compared to here. When I was 9 years old, they drove me downtown, and I was looking at these buildings, and I'm like, oh my god! And I was looking at these cars. It was probably a Hyundai, but I thought it was a good car.
It was a car.
Yeah, it was a car,
Yeah,
you
it
know,
was
and
just
I
a
was
car.
like, so that motivated me when I met my wife, which is your mother, and we had our kids. My motivation was my family, my kids, because I wanted to give them something that I didn't have as a child. My childhood was, you know, very rough, and that was my motivation. But it's a beauty because after I achieve, and I think I said this is probably another topic, but I'm gonna throw it in there because you have this motivation in your life and you continue working and working. I always tell my siblings, you're immune to it. So in the beginning, it's like, oh shit, I have to work all day, every day. But you have this motivation to keep going. Then it just become normal.
I think for us, at least speaking for myself, I'm like addicted.
I'm addicted.
I'm
myself.
addicted for real, right?
Addicted to.
To work.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But it's more of being productive, and you're building something like we're building something that's ours. I'm building something that's mine. I'm building my brand and something that I've always wanted. So for me, I'm passionate about it and I love it and I'm motivated, and I'm going to I know I'm going to continue to grow because that's what I want. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what people say you put on their universe, but we're really we were demanding it. Like
Yeah,
I
I
don't
like that.
care. I don't
Yeah.
give a fuck. Doing it. I don't care.
And I think that's when people get confused about putting out the universe and
No,
putting out
I like
energy and all that.
all the
I know,
respect.
my dad
all the
actually
respect to my
hates that.
people. I don't want you to hate me for this, but
All his followers.
you know, yeah, all my 3,000 followers. When people say speak into existence, I always sit down and you know, I'm 47 years old, but I do have guidance of the new era, and I sit down with them and I chop it up with them, just like we're doing it right now. And they educate me because it's a different era, and I follow, I listen, and I say speak into existence. How are you gonna speak into existence and stay in your fucking bed?
Yeah, he's like,
So
What does
how do
that
you do
mean?
that?
Like say it out
he's
loud.
like, what? Do I just say, well, that doesn't do shit?
It's like it's not working.
It's not
Something's
working.
He's like,
I'm
not
like,
fucking working.
You know, I seen this other one, you know, thing, and then I'm not gonna mention no names, but they posted a car, and I said that's a nice car, and then they send me a message back, goes, yeah, I'm speaking it to existence, right? I'm like, no, you're working, you go fucking buy the car. You don't speak into existence. You know, you work hard, you
So
go buy the
pissed off.
car.
He's so
But-
mad about it.
But
He's
see
like,
that
But
man,
it is-
it all-
it is-
I get it because it don't make sense.
it
It
doesn't
really
make
is-
sense.
it really
I
is
can't
true.
comprehend that.
It really
I
is
can't do
true.
it.
Yeah.
So
It's true. I think you have to definitely execute.
No, you said it and demand. that shit.
demanding
you
is
know?
waking up at 5 a.m. every day. I've been waking up at 5 a.m. since I can remember.
Yeah, I think it's just whatever you choose to do. as long as you go for it 150%.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just do it, whatever you want to do. You know.
For example, today, right, we had to cover our job site because the fucking rain and everything. I see Eddie walk out of the office because he was working on some plans, some paperwork, and I was sitting on my side of the office, and he just looks up. Then he comes back and he goes, "Shit, I was waiting for that rain because if that rain didn't come, I was gonna be fucking mad."
Man.
But see,
Yeah.
that type of shit is like, you stop work one day, right? And then
Yeah.
you're wondering when people say, "Oh shit, speak into existence." We have to go get it. That's what I'm trying to say. The energy is always beautiful. Universe is what you put in.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
gonna come
So
back.
it's gonna come
Yeah.
And I lived that all my life. So at the end of the day, if I work really hard, I guarantee you I'm going to get where I want to
Yeah,
go.
well, that's the thing. If you're putting 150% into what you're doing,
There's no reason
You're-
why you shouldn't succeed.
you're most likely going to get 100% back. But if you're only putting 100%, 80%, 50% in what you're doing, and it's kind of like,
or you just speaking
or
into
not,
existence.
or very nonchalantly, you're most likely going to get like 10% of that, and then
Yeah,
you're going to
yeah.
be upset as to why shit ain't working out.
Or you just get comfortable and realize that you're just staying at that level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you're right, because you do have to put in, and I like it more, and we've always said this, 150.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
everybody says
Not 100, not 100.
No, you got to put
150%,
like 150%.
and go all in or don't do it at all.
Eh,
And this is why we set up a fucking podcast,
Yeah.
and our shit is legit.
And I want to finish.
You know what I mean?
I want to finish my how I get motivated after the beginning, and now I have my siblings, which are as crazy as I am. At 5 o'clock in the morning, and they
You
think
sound
like
louder when you whisper.
and they literally, we comprehend each other in business. So the motivation today, as a father that started from zero and created something to be able to see my people take it to the next level. And that's that. I'm 47 today, and I feel like I'm 18. But when I start running, I'm sure that I'm
Yeah.
not 47.
Your
But
knees
my
kinda
heart is
buckle.
just motivated to see.
Oh, it's your
Then I-
birthday this month.
It is. Don't tell them the age, please.
You just
Oh,
did.
Females are watching.
I know, didn't
But
you
you
just
did.
earlier? You said you're like
48.
57.
I'm gonna be 48 March 27, 1972.
No.
Yes.
Now how you gonna tell him
How
this
you
is his
gonna
own
tell-
age?
I thought you were going to be 49.
Oh, you better stop that. Somebody
But
turn
I
off a microphone.
Yeah,
thought we were
think
gonna
Natalie-
celebrate-
Turn off the mic.
30.
I-
You're 30.
Hello.
Bro, you're right behind me. He swears
Hey.
he's young. He's
25,
like right
25,
behind me.
baby. I'm in my prime.
Yeah.
You're not
No,
gonna
not
be
really.
25.
Wait, I'm in my prime.
Bro, I'm 25 right now. What you mean?
That means you're gonna be 26, which is you're right next to 30,
8
which is your
months?
30.
In
Remember,
8
we
months?
round up. You're 30.
I'm 48. I'm in my prime.
You're 50.
Dang.
All right. I'm gonna leave now.
Right? I think at least for the most part, try to give a little intro, a little something before we start
Yeah.
bringing in our guests.
Yeah,
You know?
Yes.
I don't
So
want to
next
give them too
week-
much.
Next week we actually have Dustin Williams.
Yep, that's
He
the
Very
is-
cannabis
successful.
expert.
Very
Yeah,
successful.
cannabis expert. He is really big in the cannabis industry when it was black market
Yep.
and coming.
No. When we were into distribution.
Oh, distribution.
Black market, yeah.
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 But he's gonna be tapping in.
Yeah.
Oh,
tapping in.
yeah.
Remember we learned that,
Oh,
Dad?
yeah, I did.
Remember we learned that?
I did
What-
tap
Yeah,
in.
so-
And then the other one's outside.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe outside.
Outside.
Yeah, 48 years old. Tap in.
So tune in
E
next
underscore.
week.
Yep.
Been on top.
Tune in. Let us know what you think. Let us know what more you want us to get in depth with. These are just the little questions that we got just off our social media, off of my social media.
Yeah.
But
Hey, I have it's at E underscore been on top. You guys could
I'm
actually
going to count
communicate
every
with
time
me
you
too.
say that throughout
Well,
the
I
whole
know.
show.
Shit, why does Natalie get other questions? I want to get questions.
No, and then give us comments on who you think we should bring on as well.
Yeah.
That's right.
We try to
Yeah,
make some
send us
moves.
if you're in the
some-
industry, it doesn't have to be real estate
Yeah,
or
anything.
it just any industry. We most likely can get someone that
Yeah,
covers
just,
it.
and just let us know. Ask us questions. What type of question we should ask them? We'll give you guys heads up on our Instagram.
Yep.
Instagram, we posted right here.
Right here.
And
E
yeah,
underscore
we're ready.
been on
We
top.
have Dustin next week.
Yeah, I'm
Spit
excited.
some knowledge.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we're ready to go.
All right.
Yep.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
See you
Thank you for
guys.
tuning in.
Yep.
Bye bye.
What do we think about that one?
What?
Do Did you like it? You're supposed to close out.
I did.
No, I did. And
Well,
you just-
we could.
I was trying to wait for you. I didn't want it to get awkward.
I think that was dope.